Welcome to our workout. For today, we're going to need a yoga block and a dumbbell. Each of these exercises is going to be for 60 seconds. Rules for today, tempo pace, meaning slow, okay? Think about 4 seconds up, 4 seconds down, moving at a pace or difficulty level that maintains this pace, okay? We're not trying to move quickly in this phase. We're trying to move long and kind of build up fatigue tolerance, okay? That's our goal. So think that we're not trying to make it as hard as possible. We're trying to make it effective. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to give you a couple different options as we go along. Start on the ground here with the dumbbell. Here we go. So we're going to do what is called a cross connect press. So I'm going to lift one foot off the ground. I'm going to press the inside of my right foot into the ground. I'm going to do a press like this. Just reaching with my right arm. Moving really slowly. And again, just kind of accumulating some reps here. We're going to switch sides at the 30-second mark. Again, just trying to get the weight on the inside of my foot. Trying to move my arm at a slow and controlled pace. If I want to think about breathing, we inhale as I go down, exhale as I go up. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. So again, just finding the inside of this right foot, or I'm sorry, this left foot, be kind of hard when it's in the air, and just controlling it. Just coming up and down, pressing the dumbbell up to about my fingertips here on the opposite side. Notice I'm not trying to do as many as I can. I'm just trying to move at a consistent pace and keep going the entire time. Okay, so next we're going to do a tempo split squat. So for the tempo split squat, we can use the block as the range of motion governor. I can make it higher or lower. I would recommend starting with this thing. We're not going to use a dumbbell initially. We can add that on the next set, but I want you to watch my pace and follow along here. I'll show you some ways to make it harder in the second set, but your weight is to the inside of your foot. Your knee is kind of staying vertical as you go down as opposed to going forward like that. And we're just coming up and down at this just slow and controlled pace, okay? We're moving throughout the full range of motion, but it's very slow, very controlled. You could certainly hold like a block or a book or something in front of you that'll help to push your weight back. That's why I'm reaching my arms like this. But I want you to be able to get through it body weight like this before we ever talk about adding load, okay? Or, making it faster in some way. Don't worry, we'll do that in a minute anyway. Okay, so we're gonna shake it out. We're gonna hit the other side. Keep in mind, we're using both legs, even though our front leg is doing more work. So this side's gonna be a little bit harder. What I'd recommend is kind of alternating your legs with each round here, the one that starts versus the one that finishes, because this one is going to be harder as a result of what we just did. But again, you're just putting your eyes in front of you, trying to keep your weight on the inside of your foot and through the heel. It's going nice and slow, really never stopping, maintaining this tempo pace. Just thinking about breathing through my nose. If it helps to focus, you can focus on breathing in as you go down through the nose. Exhaling as you go up. Keeping your eyes fixed in front of you. Okay, so now we're going to do what are called deep tier split jumps. For this one, I can put my hands on a wall, and that's what I would recommend in the beginning. So we're going to be in a split stance. We're going to do 30 seconds on each side. And really, I'm not jumping as high as I can. I'm just letting myself absorb into the movement. I'm kind of working in this smaller range, really, kind of similar to the split squat in the last block of training. But I just want to teach my body to absorb the impact of gravity here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and switch sides. And we're just working on this like very small jump. This is, harder too because we're fatigued. So take as much rest as you need. Just try to knock out a few quality jumps where you feel yourself sort of catch your weight in the inside of your foot through your heel. Okay, we're going to go back to our supine position where we're going to come on to your back. Get heavy through the inside of our right foot. Just breathe through your nose as we press. Just controlling. Staying heavy on this right hand side as I do this. So heavy through the inside of my right foot. Heavy through my back of my right waist. So I'm thinking, the tag of my pants is heavy on the right. We can go ahead and switch sides here. Just feel that weight shift across the left-hand side. Feel that heaviness come through the left foot. You can widen your foot out to the side or turn it out a little bit on this left-hand side if necessary to kind of get the weight to the inside of this left foot. But again, that's what we want to do to start to establish good grounding and control. Just continuing to breathe through your nose. All right, now we're going to go ahead and, for this one, add load. Okay, we're going to see how this feels. We're going to hold a weight in a goblet position. Okay, I only want you to do this if you are able to get through the entire rep, the entire set last time while continuing to move. Weight is like this. This would be the progression, just adding load, but the main thing is that it doesn't compromise your speed, your breathing, or the ability to stay stacked. Notice my back knee isn't going forward like that. I'm going vertically down. This is a vertical movement versus a forward back movement. Your front knee will come forward some, but not a lot. All right, so let's rest. Let's kick our legs out. This really is the determining factor in whether this works or not, is the second leg here. So I'm going to do the same thing here. It's going to make it worse, but I'm okay with that because that's the point. So we're going to control, back up. One thing that helps is sort of count down 1, 2, 3, 4. Just try to keep your mind on your pacing as you go along. You can also think about breathing as we go down. We inhale. And when we exhale, for about 15 seconds. All right, wasn't as bad as I thought. So now we're going to go ahead and go back to our split jumps. And again, we'll try it this time without the wall, see how that goes. I'm going to set myself up a higher barrier from the knee here. And I'm going to let myself just kind of yield into it. So you notice I'm landing like that. I'm letting my body just kind of sink down as my foot hits the floor. So by no means a maximal jump. I can also put my hand laterally on the wall to steady me. Okay, we're going to go ahead and switch sides here. Same idea on the other side. So maybe do the first couple, hand on the wall. Check it out, necessary. Ooh. And again, the second side that we do is going to obviously be harder than the first side. So, but practicing, kind of keeping our vision forward, trying to remain as consistent in our pacing as possible. So last round's here. Come back onto our back. Find the inside of the right foot. Heavy here. Breathe in through the nose as we press. And get heavy through the inside of this foot. Heavy through my heel. And switch sides in a second here. Let's go ahead and switch sides. And find the inside of my foot. And again, one side might be different than the other. You may have to turn a foot out. You may have to, move a foot out to the side or turn in the down foot, that is. But you should feel that connection to the back of your waist as well as the inside of your foot. Very important. Again, just control it. One more. Okay, so now let's stand up. Let's pick the strategy that allowed us to kind of get the most or the hardest version of what we were able to do consistently. I'm going to show you one more way to make this harder. And it's just to take the block away. Okay, so I'm going to hold the block in front of me this time, but I'm just going to go to the ground, okay, which is more range of motion. We have to control more. That's another way that we would make it harder. So the ultimate iteration of this for this phase would be a tempo split squat all the way with the knee to the ground. Key thing is though that your torso stays nice and straight like I'm doing. Your knee doesn't go too far over the toe here. It's like there's a line pulling you up and down from the ceiling here. And you can also maintain our pacing. Okay, pacing is pretty key. 4 up, 4 down. Just gonna do one more here. Okay, we're gonna just switch sides here. Okay, so kick our legs out. See how it feels on this side. And just drop my back knee to the ground. Just work on the control. And you might find, using load on one side is easy. The range of motion part may not be, or vice versa. These different ways to make it harder present different challenges. And that's why you might adopt one well before you adopt another. Playing around with it though throughout the phase and just working on, trying to add difficulty in some way based upon what we talked about, is key. And that could be initially just being able to get through this whole thing for 3 rounds, which is the most important thing. Harder on this side. I stay forward. Last rep. Ooh. All right. So let's practice the thing that we were able to do last time. If you want to make this one, a little bit harder, what we could do with the split jump is add range of motion. So I lowered the block this time. So I'm sinking down a little bit further. And right off the bat, I can tell how much harder it is because I have to control that much more range of motion. So what I'm going to do for a second is just kick it out. Again, my goal would be to get through, the entirety of the 30 seconds over time, but do what I can today. Okay, so let's go ahead and switch sides. We'll kick it out. really hard here at the end. About 5 seconds. That's 2 jumps. All right, we're all done. Great job, guys. On to the next section.